Asterisk, if you've been taught to save, budget, and avoid debt, congratulations, you've done everything right. And yet, somehow, it still isn't working. The system you trusted, the rules that promised stability, have quietly changed. What worked for your parents doesn't work for you. Today, discipline alone can leave you behind. And that is not your fault. Asterisk, for decades, life seemed simple. Save diligently, work hard, and avoid unnecessary risk. Asterisk, generations before us grew up in a system where being good with money was rewarded. Asterisk, a steady paycheck could buy a home, send your kids to school, and fund a comfortable retirement. Asterisk, patience was profitable, caution was safe, and savings earned interest without effort. Asterisk, if you were careful, the system would take care of you. Asterisk, today, those same rules often fail. Asterisk, save like a disciplined accountant, avoid risky spending and work hard, and yet wealth can stagnate. Asterisk, housing costs rise faster than your paycheck. Asterisk, inflation quietly erodes your savings. Asterisk, even a stable job no longer guarantees security. Asterisk, the finish line isn't fixed anymore. It keeps moving higher, faster, and further away. Asterisk, people blame themselves, thinking they're making mistakes, but the problem isn't them, it's the system itself. Asterisk, inflation is the silent enemy. Asterisk, money that sits idle doesn't maintain its value. It slowly diminishes. Asterisk, assets inflate. Housing, stocks, tuition, healthcare. Asterisk, cash? It shrinks in value every year. Asterisk, being careful isn't just neutral anymore. It's actively leaving you behind. Asterisk, and the consequences aren't abstract. They hit every paycheck, every mortgage payment, every tuition bill. Asterisk, wages have grown in small increments, often failing to keep pace with exploding costs. Asterisk, even middle-class stability has been hollowed out. Asterisk, rent, healthcare, education, the pillars of life, rise faster than the money you earn. Asterisk, you do everything right, and yet the gap keeps growing.
You do everything right, and yet the gap keeps growing. Asterisk, discipline and responsibility, once enough, no longer guarantee success. Asterisk, in the past, risk could be avoided. Asterisk, today, it's mandatory. Asterisk, investing, taking calculated risks, leveraging assets. All have become necessary to maintain your position. Asterisk, without risk, staying even can feel like falling behind. Asterisk, and risk is volatile. It punishes caution and rewards leverage, making the careful feel powerless. Asterisk, debt isn't inherently bad anymore. Asterisk, avoiding it can sometimes be worse than taking it strategically. Asterisk, leverage inflates assets. Cash stagnates. Asterisk, the system quietly encourages borrowing and investing while penalizing patience. Asterisk, the old moral code, that debt is dangerous, now conflicts with economic reality. Asterisk, this isn't a personal failure. Asterisk, the rules changed without warning. Asterisk, being good with money still matters, but it's no longer enough to guarantee stability. Asterisk, and that's why it feels unfair, frustrating, and deeply personal. Asterisk, people blame themselves when the system shifted under their feet. Asterisk, discipline without context is no longer safety. Asterisk, understanding the system, adapting to change, and embracing strategic risk, that is the path forward. Asterisk, the rules didn't disappear. They just evolved. Asterisk, and anyone who wants to succeed today must evolve with them. Asterisk, being good with money is still important, but only if you understand the world you're actually living in. Asterisk.